Live at our brand new studio at WAUG. This is the Bird's Eye View. My name is Miles Beasley. Now listen, I have some very special guests in the studio with me today. Do you guys just mind telling the people who you are?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I am Ariana White, a senior criminal justice major from Newark, New Jersey by way of Salisbury, North Carolina, and I currently serve as the SGA president for the 2023-2024 academic school year.
Come on. Now, good sir, can you mind just telling the people who you are?
My name is Kristoff Ayala-Strachan. I'm a senior majoring in political science, minoring in French, and I hail from the beautiful islands of the Bahamas.
Come on, somebody. All right. So let's just hop right into it. I want this to be a really organic conversation between the three of us. So, I guess to just address the elephant in the room, how has that adjustment been like? We're going from in person to online, well, virtual for most people. But we're COVID baby, so we kind of used to that. But how does that affect the both of you? Whoever wants to start.
I'll start. So for me, the transition to virtual learning, it's been pretty easy because I'm used to being online. I'm more of an asynchronous type of student, so type of person. So a lot of my classes are already online, and I know for a lot of the other students, the same thing has happened for them, especially for the social science department. Shout out to the social science department. So we are used to being virtual learners or asynchronous students.
Okay. So could you mind just giving me a quick insight?
For me, I wouldn't say that it's been challenging, but it hasn't been the preferred method for me. I am a little older than the traditional student. I prefer to be in the classroom in front of a lecturer. But the transition has been pretty smooth. Wi-Fi services on campus are fine. As much as I would like to use that to my benefit to not go to class, but it's been pretty smooth. And a lot of the students as well have said how it's been smooth for them because, like you guys said, they're all COVID students, yes. So nothing they're not used to.
Okay. Now I know that us being the class of us coming in 2020, being the class of 2024. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But, for the most part, we're used to, we at least know where the services are online. You know what I mean? We know where the learning center is, where the writing center. We know how to get to all that. But how do you think other students are accessing that information?
Our lovely website. Our lovely website. Or if a student is in a situation where they don't want to go to the website, they could do what I do. They could go find the person that they're looking for in person. Okay, they can do that. But if we have the students that aren't really comfortable with that, we have our lovely website. The website has helped me a few times.
Come on. So now I'm so glad you brought that up. So people don't really understand that just because we've gone remote does not mean that our faculty and staff aren't here on campus. You know what I mean? I can literally go to my dean of students office and just walk in there and sit on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Come on, somebody. So now I just want to switch to this though. Chris, you are the not interim. What's the word? A president elect. I'm sorry. You are the president elect of the student body. Come on, somebody. You ain't left yet. So now tell me, given the recent headlines, the challenges that we're going through, you are about to be the student body president of St. Augustine University. How has it kind of affected, the things that you want to do going into your presidency, and how has it affected you now,
I believe that going forward, it's not going to be easy. Especially when you consider the financial straits that the school is in. There are a lot of things that I may necessarily want to do that it won't be financially feasible at that time, and it just, the reality is it can't happen. So what I'm going to have to do going forward is just make do with what I have. Even if what I have is a little bit, even just as recently as posting the official graphic on Facebook, I got reached out from an official at the University of the Bahamas who was interested in collaborating with their SGA president. And, so stuff like that, that got my mind rolling as to how I'd be able to collaborate with other SGA presidents, maybe at Shaw, William Peace, just have to be creative.
That's amazing. All right. So I want to switch to a segue because you're the incoming president, but you're the serving president.
Yes.
So how has the headlines? How has reporters tracing us across the street, DMing us questions, emailing us, calling us from all different numbers? How has that affected your college experience so far?
Well, it was mentally draining because I had to tend to my student body. That's my main concern. That's my number one priority. So I'm making sure that they're good. I'm answering their questions, comments, and concerns. I'm attending to them. So it was a little draining for the news reporters to call me at all hours of the day or DM me asking me to answer some questions for them, and I'm saying no. And they're bringing up the press conference and they're saying, how could you have so much love for SAU? Okay, how could you have so much love for SAU but you don't want to talk to us?
Yeah.
So dealing with that and attending to my student body, who I love, my first love you guys. Yeah, that was definitely mentally draining with them.
Okay. So on a lighter note, recently at our honors convocation, we had so many students to receive honors and awards and different things like that we couldn't even name them all. We had to condense the ceremony,
Yes.
So how does that make both of you feel, seeing that your student body is still striving, even though we're going through all of the challenges and difficulties and we're getting all this negative attention? How does that make you feel to know that they're still doing what they got to do?
It shows the resolve and determination of our student body. Dr. Burgess, the university president, noted that over 50% of the students were on the dean's list. That shows the academic success of St. Augustine's University. That shows that we are an academically superior institute, and that shows that our students, despite everything that's going on, take their studies seriously. But all three of us were one of those students. Yeah. That shows that despite our own obligations, despite the disrespect that I call it from the media, because I understand that they're doing their job, but these are students' lives. This is what we're living. This is what we're experiencing. Despite all of that, we're still able to soar high like a falcon and earn good grades.
So I want to skate back to you real quick. I don't want to leave this note. But like you said, you gave a very powerful statement at that press conference a little bit while ago. Mm-hmm. And we obviously saw what SAU means to you. Mm-hmm. But on a lighter note, how does it make you feel that people are showing the same love that you showed that day every day? We have alumni coming to cut our grass. We have almost 19 churches and counting coming to feed students who are still living on campus. How does that make you feel to know that the community is honestly feeling what you had, like feeling what you felt? How does that make you feel?
It gives me hope, and it shows me that it's not just our faculty and staff fighting with us to keep the doors of the university open. There's community members that's also fighting to keep the doors of the university open and to take care of the student body.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, and I think it, like you said a little bit earlier when President Burgess gave that statement, it was actually something he said about the holistic experience you get here at St. Augustine. Because, for me, a lot of times when I went into my internships and I heard other students talk, I sometimes felt like, we were being left out. We weren't really getting the real support we needed. But then when we started to get to the nitty-gritty of things in my internships and we started to actually do work, I saw I was more advanced the D1 students, Yes. So when we get when we talk about that holistic experience you get here at SAU, it's honestly like no other. You know what I mean? And so
these lecturers do not play around.
Literally, professor knocking at the door. What's going on, bro?
Right.
But
stopping you in the calf.
Stopping you in the caf is actually crazy. So where were you?
Literally.
We had class. I don't know if you knew this or not.
Yeah.
Right. But it's definitely kind of eye opening, and then you're about to become SGA president, as we know. And this experience for you, in my opinion, is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be holistic in itself. So what do you think? What are you most excited for your presidency? What are you most excited? What are you looking forward to? You already spoke to how you're going to have to make do with what you have. But what's the most exciting point about that? And what made you choose to stay here at SAU?
I think I'm looking most forward to being able to be a voice for the students. Considering everything that is going on with the university, I'm looking forward to be an advocate for the students. I'm looking forward to being able to speak on behalf of the students and voice our needs, our concerns. I'm looking forward to being able to be a part of the discussions as to what's going to happen so that I can keep us informed, because it's not fair to keep us in the dark about anything. So I'm looking forward to just being able to be an advocate, being able to be an ear. Sometimes students just need someone to speak to. So I'm just looking forward to just being there for my student body.
Yes, sir. All right. I like to hear that. I'm not gonna lie. So on another note, kind of pushing forward, we're in a time where we're receiving donations from any and everywhere. The Barners gave over 10,000, almost. The Barners and another family as well, they gave over $10,000 in donations. And, they also encourage people to give just $1 or more, at least $1. You know what I mean? In an envelope. And the mail the mail is actually kind of crazy. The mail, I don't know if y'all have ever seen it just yet, but the mail room's kind of wild. And we're getting the donations, you know what I mean? So how does it make you feel to know that not only is the community helping us, not only are the faculty and staff still here and strong, but our alumni are showing up in numbers, whether it's $1, $2, $3, $250, they're showing up. How does that make you guys feel?
It is heartwarming, to say the least. The university is still open. We are still here. Students are still on campus. So we're so appreciative of everything that they have done, of everything that they are continuing to do. I work closely with Ms. Bannerman with the pantry, so I've seen firsthand what's there, that students are able to go and get groceries. They're able to get frozen food items. I've also been assisting with serving lunch since the departure of our food services. And the students have said that the food since the churches have been donating is the best food that we've had. They said that this should have been our food services from the beginning. So the students are really enjoying it. They're really enjoying the food. That fried chicken that we had today, that we had about 4 pounds of fried chicken today, and that went in in about 30 minutes.
I actually think that they've been in MLK more now than they were when the CAF was actually open.
Right.
Listen, I cannot comment on either one of that.
We are grateful now.
But listen, on that same note, we're going to do a quick PR. So now remember that the Falcon Pride Initiative is alive and active, and you can donate $1, at least $1. $1 a day, $1 will do it. You know what I mean? Come on, somebody. So now listen, I want to ask you guys, like, genuinely, what do you want to say to because Dean Watts been sitting right there beside you, serving food. You know what I mean? Stokes has been right there, fixing plates. What do you want to say to the faculty and staff who are still here on campus and who are still doing their jobs?
Well, I would like to say thank you all. I love you guys so much. I know time's been hard, despite the circumstances and everything that's going on, but I want to say that I'm really grateful for all that you guys have done and all that you guys are still continuing to do for us.
Yeah, and I'd also, like Ari said, I'd also like to express my gratitude and thanks. Doing what they do, not being paid, the fact that they are still here, much like the students have showed their determination with their academic capabilities, this shows their determination to not only see us succeed, because ultimately that's what they're doing. They're pouring into us and they're helping us succeed. So it shows that they are determined to see us grow, to see us succeed, to see us soar like falcons.
Yeah. And I mean, as a board member myself, I have been on these faculty meetings, and I can say, they are right here with us. They are just as intense.
They are.
Right? They want their money. You know what I mean? And I mean, in all honesty, I know that they're here not just because of the money. However, they're here because they genuinely want to see us succeed. If we could turn the camera, guys, we would. But like that's just the reality of it. That everybody here has a dog in the fight, and I think that's what's so inspirational. That everybody is here. Like despite the challenges, despite the not getting paid, everybody is still here.
We all want St. Aug to win.
We all want the same thing.
We all want St. Aug to win.
So given that, you both are very powerful people here on campus, if you ask me.
Thank you very much.
What I mean? As SGA president, as president-elect, you know what I'm saying? So what I want to ask you.
Yes.
Actually, no, I'll start with you, Mr. Sir. As our incoming president, what do you want to charge the student body with? What do you want them to remember? What do you want them to just have in their hearts each day they log on to class or go to class, whenever that happens? What do you want them to remember?
I want the students to remember that the miracle on Oakwood is still alive. Mm-hmm. We are still here. We are still thriving. We are still growing. and there's nothing that can stop us. We are an unmovable force, and I want all of the students to remember that they are part of a bigger plan. We are part of a bigger plan by God, and we are here now because this is where God has us, and to not lose sight of that.
That was good. I see why he won. I ain't gonna lie to you. So let me ask you, Madam President. You know, not only why do you believe in SAU, but what is your final charge to the student body? You know, what do you want them to remember as they cross that commencement stage, which we will be soon? You know what I'm saying?
What, 23 days?
Come on, 23.
Who's counting?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But on the same note, like, you know, we're about to graduate. We came here during COVID. We've seen, I think, 4 different St. Augustine's universities, in my opinion.
Yes, we have
4 different versions of her. We've seen her good days. We've seen her bad days. We've seen when we all wanted to fight about SAU. You know what I'm saying? So what is your final message to the student body of St. Augustine's University?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to start with why I believe in SAU so much. I say this all the time. SAU believed in me. SAU gave me a second chance, unlike some of the other schools that I had applied to when I was a senior in high school.
No shade.
That's real. So yeah, like SAU has shaped me into the person that I am today. Like with all the resources, the love. Like I get more love here than I get at home, and I will forever cherish this. Like I'm gonna be crying at graduation. Okay, like I really cherish and appreciate everything that was done for me during my journey and time here at SAU. And to my student body, I would like to say I love you all. Keep going, don't stop. Like Kristoff was saying, that we are on the miracle. Am I saying it right? We are on the miracle on Oakwood. Sorry, we are.
The miracle is still alive.
The miracle is definitely still alive, and I want you guys to always remember that. Never forget that. Let's keep praying. The fight is not over.
Yes, ma'am. So I just want to ask you both this question. You know, we're coming up on a new year. No one knows what this year will bring. No one knows what's to come. But you're still returning. You're still coming back strong, not only as a student, but as the voice of the student body. So I want to ask you, why are you returning? And then I also want to ask you, you know, why do you believe in SAU? Because, I mean, to become student body president, that was a lot, first of all. And being a student body president is a lot on the second note. You know what I mean? So what made you decide that you're going to take on both those tasks?
You know, I think the biggest thing is perhaps my faith. Yeah. You know, honestly, like you said, there was a lot of uncertainty, but the only thing that always remains certain is God. I have a lot of faith in my God that I am where I am because this is where He has me. You know, like Ari said, St. Aug gave me a chance. I remember when I was applying for St. Aug, the application on the website wasn't working. And one of my friends, a former graduate, he kept nagging me about, you finished the application yet? You finished the application yet? I was like, it's not working. He said, call the school. I called, I spoke to Miss Cassandra Stone, and she asked me all the questions. What's your name? What's your date of birth? I thought like she was just taking it down, you know, just to have my information. She would get back to me. And all I know is 5 minutes later, she said, all right, your application is in. I was like, what?
Yes.
Listen, I want to understand.
And that was that. On the spot.
Yeah.
On the spot. You know, St. Aug gave me a chance. Right there. I had no intention of applying over the phone or anything like that. I'm here because this is where God has me. Yeah. And I'm glad that I am now able to be the voice of the students and allow myself to serve them and pour into them as St. Aug has poured into me.
Yeah.
Praise God. You can tell that man grew up in church. But you know, on this final note, this is my final question. I wish I could just talk to you guys all day. You know, it's our brand new studio. Yeah. This is my first time. So, you know, before I ask my last question, however, I do want to just say that, you know, the both of you have done so much on campus. It may not seem like that to such a multitude to the both of you, but, you know, despite the challenges that we face, even the challenges we got going on, before all that, we still had to work with what we had. Mm-hmm. You know, so what are some things that you feel that you accomplished? What are you proud of? And, like, you know, what are you proud to start doing? What is something, you're about to leave as SGA president. What is something you're most proud of, like, that you've done? Because I know because of her on Fried Chicken Wednesdays, we don't got to pay for plates no more.
Mm-mm.
You feel me?
I wasn't playing that.
So I just want to know, as president, what are you proud of? What have you done that you can really say, I did that? You know what I mean?
Well, for one, like you said, no charge when it comes to Fried Chicken Wednesday. I was also able to, I know last semester, get the TVs and the CAF working so that we can have the menus on the TV. I also got a chance to work with my vice president in the Senate on the Constitution that hadn't been updated in I don't know how long. So the upcoming one is going to be the newest one in years. And one thing that I say I accomplished overall was creating a safe space for the student body to come and talk to me, to come and have conversations about me so that I can address their needs and concerns. And what I will do is whatever they said to me, I will go back and I will tell the extended cabinet members, hey, this is what the student body wants. This is what they're asking for. This is what they need. And it was immediate action behind everything.
And I can attest to that.
You feel me? But to your point, though, about the extended cabinet, what I'll say is that what we do here at St. Aug is so wild. Like, as a board member, like, you wouldn't even, when I first became a board member, it was like, oh, I'm just a figurehead, it's just a title, you know what I mean? Bro, like, it's crazy. And I know for a fact that the extended cabinets you've had were real extended cabinet meetings.
Yes,
we were talking about real problems. And I think I feel like that's the holistic experience that we're talking about when it comes to SAU. Like, they don't just treat you like a kid. They treat you like the actual young adult that you are. Yes. You know what I mean? They don't tell you what to do. They tell you how to do it.
And I felt like I had a voice.
Come on. And
I didn't have to sit there and be quiet. Like, I was actually heard.
You feel me? And I think that's the most beautiful thing is because, all of us keep returning because we found a space that works for us. Dang, I almost got emotional. But like to your point though, to our next question, because wow, that kind of is chugging me up. But I also want to know that you guys both of you are about to lead through some very challenging times. You're leading during this whole media surge that we're having, and you're about to lead into we have only God knows. You know what I mean? And so, as a leader, what was your main focus as a leader? Dealing with all these challenges, dealing with all the mental stress, the mental strain, everybody named Mama asking you questions about what's happening. And then I want to ask you as well, like, what's your main focus going into your presidency? What is something that you just want to make sure the student body has on their heel? Like, yeah, all this is happening, all this is going on right now, but what is it that you really want them to remember? Well,
for me, my main focus was the student body, because a lot of them were calling and texting me like, as soon as we found out that we lost our accreditation, me and you were at CIAA. So my phone was definitely ringing off the hook, and they were like, Ari, what do we do? Do we need to transfer? What am I going to do? Like, are my credits going to transfer? And, that was a lot. Yeah. So I had to, put my feelings and my mental state on hold, and I had to, calm like my student body down, because like I said before, like, they're my priority, my number one focus, and their mental well-being, their physical and emotional well-being was really important to me during that time. Yeah. Yeah,
and I can say when we were at CI's, bro, that took us for a storm. The girls had just finished a game. No, they were like mid game, right? It was like halftime.
No, they had finished their game.
Oh yeah, they had finished their game. Yeah. It's going into the next game, and all of a sudden I'm seeing emails, I'm seeing text messages. Dr. Burgess is he's getting on his Zoom, and he's like, all right guys, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy, but the way that not only did Dr. Burgess, but everybody was on that same call. The way that everybody was asking questions, they were listening to answers, everybody was kind of hearing the man out, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the type of experience that you would not get anywhere else. So tell me, from your experience, what's something you really want to focus on going into your presidency? What do you want them to remember?
What I want to focus on is not focusing on the negatives.
I like that.
I want to focus on the students who are here still having a good experience. I want to be able to focus on, you're here, this is your home away from home. I want to focus on this being a haven for the student body, a safe place for the student body. I want to focus on this being, the college experience that they will remember in 3 years' time, 4 years' time, 2 years' time, whenever they graduate. I want to focus on this being the place that they can truly say that I really enjoyed my time at St. Aug.
And I mean, to be real, people are transferring out. They are. Let's be real. They are.
And that's fair.
But they keep coming back. I mean, every event we've had so far, I'm seeing
exactly.
Faces, what I'm saying? So,
right.
This is my list. I promise. I know I'm lying like the Baptist preachers. This is my last question. I ain't gonna be here long. But no, I do want to ask you this last question before they wrap me up. You know what I'm saying? You guys are going through something extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know from your perspectives, how have you been? How have both of you been through all of this? We don't have much time, but I just want to know, how are you guys mentally?
Well, at first I was drained, but as we get closer to graduation, I'm feeling fine.
Ooh, come on. 'Cause I know a job coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
how about you, good sir?
Like Ari, it has been very draining. It's been very taxing. Just trying to keep up with assignments, trying to keep up with other obligations on campus, trying to save face, keep a smile on my face, like everything's cool. So it has been draining, but like I mentioned earlier, my faith in God is keeping me going. It's pushing me even on days when I don't want to get up, when I didn't want to get up to go to class, and now I don't want to get up to log into Teams for virtual class. So, but I'm thankful that God is with me. God is with all of us, and He is pushing us where we need to be.
I told you that man grew up in the church.
Yeah, he did. I do want to add that during this time, like it was rough. Like I said, it was mentally draining for me because of everything that was going on, and then like my home life. I have a lot of sisters, and I'm responsible for them. So that was hard, but it kept me going, if that makes sense, because I have my student body here to take care of, and then I have my sisters at home. So it was almost like I had to put myself on the back burner. So that was also draining me. But as time went along, I got my job. Graduation is on the way. So like as of right now, I feel really good, and I feel really good about the future of St. Aug. Like my faith is really strong.
All right. I want to leave you guys with the fact that as student leaders, a lot of times we forget that we are students as well. We have questions, comments, and concerns just like the next person. And I really just want you guys to remember that, throughout this whole time, throughout the rest of your year, through your next year and everything. Just remember that, these problems, yes, they are problems, but they're not always yours. All right.
Tough times don't last.
Come on,
Yeah,
see,
that's
I told
right.
you, bro. That's nothing but the church right there. So listen. On that note, you know what I'm saying. I want to wrap up, but I just want to say, this is the Bird's Eye View, and our brand at WA.
The oldest HBCU station in the nation.
Listen, the revolution will not be televised, but understand this though.